Okay, review 2 through 4. Number 2, Stefan has been drinking protein shakes to try to improve his performance in basketball. Last 5 games, Stefan's percentage of successful shooting attempts has increased. Stefan concludes that protein shakes have caused him to shoot better. Determine if Stefan reached a valid conclusion. Explain your reasoning. Not quite. Okay, so I'm going to do my answer down here. Not quite. There is no evidence that the protein shakes cause him to shoot better. Okay, so that's obviously not going to influence that. However, the shakes may have helped his fitness level. Which then may have contributed to playing better. Number 3, consider the geometric sequence. Determine the common ratio in the next 3 terms of the sequence, okay? So number 3, we're seeing 5, negative 15, 45. So I'm just seeing it's geometric, so that means I'm multiplying by something. Multiplying by what? 5 to negative 15 is pretty obvious there. And negative 15 to 45 should also be pretty obvious. The common ratio, then, you're multiplying by a negative 3. And then write the next 3 terms. So we stopped at what? 5, let's just do this out. 5, negative 15, 45, negative 135. Okay, so then the next 3 terms keep multiplying by negative 3. So then we get positive 405. Let's do this. Positive 405 multiplied by negative 3, negative 1215 multiplied by negative 3. We get a positive 3645. Okay? And then question 4. Excuse me. Determine the slope and x-intercept and y-intercept for each linear representation. Trying to think about here how, because we haven't really specifically talked about this in class. We've talked about a little bit about the x-intercept and y-intercept and the slope, but letter B, there's a little bit more work involved with that one. I'm just trying to think about the best way to do that. Okay, so on number 4, letter A, first off, it's horizontal, that line is. So what that means is my slope is going to be 0 because it's constant. There is no change happening. The x-intercept means where it's crossing the x-axis at. It's never going to cross the x-axis, so we say there is none. The y-intercept is where it's crossing the y-axis at. It's crossing the y-axis at the point 0, 4. Okay. On letter B, it's trying to figure out from what we've done together and how I can say do this with us, because we haven't really talked about this per se. This is more of a review type question from your prior years. So let me think here real quick without going too crazy with you. Okay. So on this case, what I'm going to have you do is plug this into your calculator, into your stat edit button, and run your linear regression program like we've been doing. And when you do that, what you get then is this is your L1, this is your L2. You get an equation of this right here, 0.2x plus 12. So what that tells me then is the slope from our calculator is 0.2. Our y-intercept we have as 0, 12. Now the x-intercept we have to do a little bit work for. So then from this x-intercept, to do that, what we need to do then is, replace y is 0 and solve that little bitty equation for x. So when I do that, I'm going to subtract 12 and I'm going to divide by 0.2. And when I do that, I get x to be negative 60. Now, this is something we'll talk about more second semester. We're just trying to see where you're at.